Hello. Hello, Will. Hello, Chris. Andrew. Hello. Um, yeah, I'm just stopping for a second doing that ledge. I couldn't do anything the last couple of days because we've had rain, and I didn't want to do that in the house. It's dark. I just want to enjoy it outside here, and it's nice and warm today. I have been doing other things though. I was going to carry on with that because obviously I want to get that sorted. But down the end there, where the gates are, there's a little stream coming past from the barrage, and the larger one it's overflowing a little bit, and I need to go across that to get the rubble that I need just to put down as a base before I put the final stones on there. Right, this roof, cut to the chase. I wasn't going to show you because I got really disappointed with myself when I was doing this. So on here, it's like a small area. I figured I'd just make my life a lot easier with the budget, choose wisely. But a colour I didn't like. I really don't like the patterning. I wanted to just rip it out and chuck it in the skip and go and get something else. If Florian wasn't here giving me a hand, I probably would have done that, which would have been a huge mistake, obviously, given my budget. And there's always a way around it. And that's the whole point. That's what I wanted to share with you, is that there's always a way around these things, and not to get too frustrated. But I think I can make good of something that I don't like. This here is a cut basically, and I've been playing around with 4 different colours on there. It's getting a little bit dark because I've been experimenting, but this bit along here I'm really happy with. First of all, the pattern on here is so regular, and I don't like that, and it's just the colour. Here, colours that I've got on there is very random, the pattern on there. Now, I'm not trying to mimic so closely that it will fool people into thinking this is the real tiles. I just want this to blend in with what got going around here, and given that I'm going to be painting the outside now a darker colour, it's so difficult at this stage to get everything right, put it that way. And if it isn't costly and you can rectify it, it's worth doing. So I'm going to be spraying this if we get a couple of clear days, and hopefully if I can get it random into this sort of colour that blends in with everything around here, then I will not be so disappointed with myself. And isn't that the whole point? Not about always getting it right first time, it's how you're going to tackle it and deal with it. And hopefully when this is done, I'll be really happy with it and I won't want to rip it out. I did, however, allow one last thing. The height of that wall there, I made it a little bit higher because I knew that if all else fails and I really struggle after the house is completely finished, then I have the option to put traditional tiles back on here. Let's get on back down there. This is the underside. Had a real bulge in it, and now we're not far off. We're getting there. Doing the underside first. Get used to doing this. Well, I've been doing this now for a good few hours. Because that's how long it takes. And not having done that a huge amount in my life. But looking at that now, there's no rocking. None at all. All the way along. You can really feel the difference. You think you're getting there and then you hit a lump and then you have to take out one side, then the other side, and eventually it gets flat. And then you feel it starting to smooth out and feel almost like buttery as you're going over the surface. It's a really nice feeling, a good experience. And now with the back done, I'm pretty confident that I can do a good job on the front, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow because it is getting a little bit later in the day. I'm happy with that though, a little bit of a tidy up. I might start the front side just to get it going, but other than that, it's going to work out well. roof, sun. Oh, it's really nice. About 21 today. It's lovely. A bit later in the afternoon, but oh, this is nice. A couple of days ago, Louise, the cafe owner, came round looking for the mushrooms, as he did last year, around about this time. Was it at the end of February, beginning of March? None this year. They're normally in the front area where the young cork trees are. Nothing at all. But while he was here, he mentioned he'll come back in a few weeks' time, see if they're there. Otherwise, it's just skipped a year. He mentioned that there were a couple of crows floating around, and I haven't really paid too much attention. I have spotted them, but only two. And then they were there, directly above my head, just before I started this roof. I thought that was a good omen. So I thought, do you know what? I changed my channel name in November, and I didn't explain it. I didn't feel the need to justify it, but I have had lots of people asking. So I thought, well, I'll take this opportunity very quickly. Rustic, rural, countryside, how I've been living since I've been out here, and I really like rustic. Crow, that's part of my surname. Brings it all together, ties it all in for me, and I'm really glad that I did that. Anyway, roof. I think that's turned out good. I had 5 colours and I ran out of 3. So I made sure I gave the whole roof a coating at least. I'm going to get some more tins and I'll go over it again. But now I can step away and just see how I feel about it. We've got rain tomorrow night, so I'll wait until afterwards and just see where I can improve on it. But looking at it now, we've got some different tones in there, darker, lighter. I can still see some of the colour that was previously there poking its head out, and I might just tweak on those. But overall, I think that the colour really does match. If you look down the track there, you'll see it really does blend in a lot better. And when I've gone over it again in the next couple of days or two, I think I'll be really happy with it. Anyway, at the beginning of the week, we had some good weather and I rendered part of the front, and that is the top section. I didn't quite finish it because I knew the rain was coming, and that's when I started back on that ledge. Let's see. Do you want your Indians? Sit. Sit. Stay. Stay. Right, come on. Been a long day. Nice evening. Good stars up there tonight. I came out, it's about 11:30 or something. And Will has just run around the garden somewhere. I'm trying to find him. You hear the owls though. And while I was doing that, look, can you see this? Such a cool torch. But look. Boys and their toys. Yeah, pretty damp tonight. Anyway, time for bed. The camera certainly isn't picking up the stars. I can see them a lot clearer, but not as clear as that photograph, put it that way. It's very hazy up there. And the one on the right looks like the moon, isn't it? It's not that bright. I'm certainly not seeing all those other little stars in the background, the major ones I can see. Fascinating, isn't it, cameras? Just looking at with a clear eye this morning. It's actually this afternoon, Friday. I'm pretty pleased with that looking at it now, but I definitely can improve on it. I tried to go out this morning and get some more cans of spray, but I was going in the other direction because I needed to get something else and I couldn't find any anywhere, so I'm gonna have to hold fire. I'll do that next week, continue with it. I'm gonna go a little bit darker, see if I can get a little bit more randomness going on in there, some lighter, darker, and you know, it's all about playing, isn't it? This is one of the things that I love showing you this as well, is because doing all of the bigger jobs is obviously time consuming, and they're all the things that you're never going to see because they're all underneath, you know, the finishing. But when it comes to this sort of thing, I think it's healthy ever so often just to step away from everything else that you're doing and just tinker and play, and it inspires. So really happy that I did that. I was driving around this morning trying to get a few bits and pieces, and I decided, as it was a lot clearer, the skies nearer the coastal areas, to just drive around and find more stores, just see what they are and you know what they sell. It's very easy just to stick to the ones you know, but there are plenty of other ones out there. I've done a bit more on the front after what you just saw a second ago, and I didn't video that, but I have now managed to go along there and down there and there, along there, up, around, and that only leaves this top section here and just down to there, because I have already continued it. Given that I know we're going to get a bit of rain later on, it clears up tomorrow, hopefully next week's going to be nice, and I can finish the ledge on both sides, and then we are completely ready to do all of the top coats. And this is the section here I was mentioning, that if you hadn't seen the videos, here, and those bits there, they're all finished, so ready for the paint. So that'd be really nice to get that one out of the way. In the meantime, it is the afternoon. I was all set up, geared, ready to go, and it got very dark, and now it's starting to spit with rain. No point me even trying to attempt this. No. Carry on tomorrow. What else can you do, eh? Try again. Quick pause. Will it? Won't it? Vinegar, water and wire wool. Did that this morning. I'm going to leave it for a day or two. It's a good way of staining the wood. It works really well. I've experimented on this in the past. I wanted to age wood and it kind of worked. And of course you can put it on, let it dry and keep going until you get the required darkness, I guess you could say. And I thought, well, I've got an offcut. I'm going to experiment with that. I was also going to be using a beeswax on the top because I like the texture and the feel of it and the sheen. But someone pointed out to me the other day that if I do that with the sun coming through the windows, won't that melt it? Yeah, I'll have to think about that. But this is definitely something I'm going to try, but not just yet. Just when I got the wood, it was dark and I really liked that. Of course, it was just dirty and so on. But now with a clean cut on there, it's looking new. And so I want to try something on there. But I'm actually quite liking it at the moment. It still needs sanding down on the top and along here on that shelf. I want to tidy it up a little bit. I don't want to get too carried away, but it does need a little bit of sanding and we'll see. It fits in there perfectly though, which is good. There's a lot of wood that I had to take off and using the router probably wasn't the best idea, but I wanted to give it a go. On the other ledge, I'm going to be doing it slightly differently. It's a much easier and much quicker way of doing it, but I got the router. I haven't used it in a while. It was a bit clunky, but it did what it needed to do. And of course, as I was going down quite a depth, I had to do it in 4 different stages, 4 layers. And you saw I put the first one, and the eagle eyes amongst you will notice this, that I got my first line in the first layer and I just wanted to check it out, and then I kind of just got carried away and worked my way outwards, and that was the wrong thing to do. Luckily I discovered that I was doing that pretty quick, so I was able to rectify it, but I didn't do as smart a job as I was hoping. You're not going to see it. You work from the outside in. There you've got a ledge then for the router to sit on, and I had to improvise a little bit, and it did take quite a while, but you know, it's one of those things. Now I can have 2 windows, 2 different ways of doing it, and I'll learn which way works best for me and so on. A bit of practice if nothing else. Right, dogs need their walk. We have got a little bit of sun left, and I reckon I can, after we've finished our walk, just go out for a quick cruise for 20 minutes or so. So I'll leave you on that note. Thanks for watching. Next week we'll be carrying on a few other things. Till then, take care. Bye. I can't go. I've still got my Birks and socks. I'm going to get my wellies on and then we'll go for a walk.